our 6 congressional district candidates. And tonight we're going to hear from Geoff Young, who is running as a Democratic candidate in that race, and he's going to talk a bit, and then I hope open it up for questions. Yeah. So the whole meeting will last about an hour or so. Mr. Young, welcome.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, and I want to thank the Chesapeake County Democratic Women's Club for sponsoring all 3 of these events, because how are people going to know who to vote for if they don't hear them and get a chance to ask questions? So I think it's a public service you all are doing, and I appreciate it a lot.
Well, thank you.
So a little background about myself. I was born in 1956 and grew up in Massachusetts, moved to Lexington, Fayette County in 1982, which would be 35 years ago. Went to undergrad at MIT and majored in economics. Then a few years later, went back to UMass Amherst for a master's in mechanical engineering. I was interested in solar energy at that time, and I got into that to some extent. And then once I moved to Lexington, I went to UK, got another master's in agricultural economics. Worked for about 15 years in Frankfurt at the State Energy Office. It was a part of the Natural Resources and Environmental Protection Cabinet. And the mission of that very small division, about 10 people, is to promote energy efficiency in all sectors of the Kentucky economy, residential, commercial, industrial, and transportation, and renewable energy resources. Every state has one of these state energy offices. And so we're promoting actually the economy of Kentucky, because if you waste less energy, then everybody benefits. No one benefits from waste. So we were helping all those sectors of the economy, and it was a great job. I really liked it. I retired early after 15 years because I wanted to see what I could get done on the outside of the system. I was working within the system. And since that time, I guess it was like 2005, I've been a retiree and a full-time political activist. The reason I'm running for Congress is my life's passion is peace. I read the autobiography of Gandhi in high school, and I was inspired by that. I read some of Noam Chomsky's works on politics, not linguistics. I wouldn't have understood it. On politics, he wrote a couple of books on the war in Vietnam, which was going on then. And I was an Ayn Rand libertarian until I read those 2 books. And then I learned or concluded that there's more to life than the market. Politics, especially military policy and war, affect everything, affect our whole economy. If we're devoting massive resources to weapons and preparation for war and actually conducting wars, those are resources that are not available for infrastructure, for educating our people, for every kind of social uplift, in the words of Martin Luther King Jr. He talked about when more money is devoted to war than to programs of social uplift, then we as a nation are facing spiritual death. And so that's been my life passion. I put on my flyer, working to end the threat of nuclear war since 1980. That's about 38 years. And so I thought about it a lot, read a lot. Nuclear war has been a threat to humanity since Hiroshima, since the end of World War II, when the United States used nuclear weapons to end that war. Some say also to frighten the Soviet Union so they wouldn't mess with us and they wouldn't expand. So some say that, and I believe this, that the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki was the first shot in the Cold War between the United States, which was basically the only country left standing at the end of World War II, and the Soviet Union. So we had the Cold War going on. And at that time also, a number of things happened in 1945. The formation of the United Nations. That was designed to prevent something like World War II from ever happening again. People realized, I think Einstein said it, that if this war is fought with nuclear weapons, the next war will be fought with sticks and stones. Completely devastate civilization. And I think since then we have learned that if there is a full-scale nuclear war between China, United States, Russia, Israel, various, India, Pakistan, first of all, the amount of radiation released could kill most of the people in the world. If that didn't finish the job, the dust raised by all of these mushroom clouds would block the sun for years. The temperature of the earth would drop by so much that agriculture would be impossible. People would just starve to death. And so a nuclear war would probably, full-scale nuclear war, would probably end human life on Earth. It would not kill every organism. There would be single-celled organisms in the ocean that would maybe survive and all that, but humans would be gone. It would be the end of all of our hopes and dreams, the end of our loved ones, the end of everything we know and love, and every person we know and love.